Hello, I am Jaime Maussan, and this is a special investigation. On Tuesday, March 12th, a press conference was presented in the city of Los Angeles in West Hollywood at the Mondrian Hotel, where various media attended. There were presented two new creatures, two new specimens of the so-called tridactyl beings of Nazca, and we would have to add of Palpa. These beings have very similar characteristics to the tridactyl called Maria. A tridactyl, a being with humanoid characteristics, and however is not, which has been presented here, is a hybrid being which is made up of at least 4 different genes: bonobo, chimpanzee, human, and also unknown genes. So far, no DNA analysis has been conducted on these new creatures, since to be able to do it, it is necessary not only to take the samples, to transfer them to first-level laboratories, and for that we need a permit from the government of Peru, which until the moment has not been given to us. Therefore, we are detained, but the characteristics of these beings clearly indicate to us that they are not human, that they are humanoids, and that they could be similar to the tridactyl called Maria. On the other hand, a lawsuit was announced against the Ministry of Culture of Peru, and this is because on 2 occasions it falsified the facts. That is, it presented a body that has no relationship with the tridactyls and those presented in the Congress of Mexico, and that the University of Ica of Peru has in its possession to ensure that it was the same thing when it is clearly different, as here we will be able to determine with complete clarity. They are 2 different specimens. One is armed, yes, small, which doesn't look like the others. The specimens presented at the Congress are organic, just like those that the University of Ica has, and they have been deeply investigated. Live transmissions of fluoroscopy, of X-ray, tomographs have been made, and it is very clear that they are organic beings, without a doubt. On the other side, in October 2023, a seizure was made at the Jorge Chávez Airport in the city of Lima. These 2 replica crafts were confiscated. Replicas of the beings that were investigated and presented. And the Ministry of Culture said that it was the same, that they didn't need to investigate more, that it was the same when one is clearly a replica that was made by Mr. Manuel Cáceres. He claimed that they gave him his replicas, which he had made, but no. I think the Ministry of Culture saw an extraordinary opportunity to show that these bodies are not real, and so they did. But again incurred into falseness. This has led us to initiate a lawsuit for $300 million against the Ministry of Culture, and which is already in process there in Lima, waiting for legal determination by the authorities. So we now present to you what is happening with this investigation, which is progressing. We have not stopped, nor are we going to stop, regardless of all the obstacles that present. Because there is much more to show. There are more bodies, there is more evidence. Are they going to try to stop them? Are they going to try to make the maximum discovery in human history a fraud? That is about something that was made? Because they can't accept it? This will remain for history. This is not going to end here. Others will arrive. Another press conference will be held next April 4th, now in the city of Lima, where the highest-level experts will attend from the United States. And if they determine that this is real, then they will present them at the press conference. If they believe it's not so, they will leave, which is correct. However, we are convinced what their response will be. If so, then, well, we'll have more in the coming weeks, because this, as I tell you, has not over. Let's go then with this press conference, with this beginning of what happened on Tuesday, March 12th. On Tuesday, March 12, 2024, from the city of Los Angeles, California, at a press conference for the United States and Spanish-speaking media, a historic presentation of the latest investigations regarding the dried bodies from Nazca was carried out. Conference that was distinguished by the exposure for the first time to the public opinion of the whole world of two new specimens named Sebastián and Santiago, which without a doubt confirm once again that the research of these beings found in the Nazca deserts in Peru represents one of the most important findings in all of history. The documentarists Serena DC and Michael Mazzala welcomed those present, explaining how they became seriously interested in the research of these bodies, following their own research that they are developing around this discovery.
Thank you guys all so much for coming out this morning to share time with us. Welcome to the Tridactyl Beings press conference. This is going to be a very eye-opening experience for all of you. And for everybody watching at home, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for not listening to the chatter and coming forward with an open mind so that you can receive what we believe to be the most incredible finding of our time. Today, you're going to hear from myself and Michael Mazzola, two humble documentary filmmakers that started to make a film about something just because we were kind of interested in it, but what actually transpired and what you're about to hear next is the biggest privilege that Michael and I have ever had to experience in our lifetime, and we can't wait to share it all with you. You're also going to hear from the legendary...
has been shown. So first of all, the caliber of scientists involved in this case is exceptional, as you're going to see today. You're going to hear from many of these guys. Number two, none of the people involved are claiming that these are aliens. Let me repeat that. None of the people involved are claiming that these are extraterrestrials. These are 1,000-year-old beings. They seem to represent a new species. And the DNA analysis that's been done so far on some of the beings suggests that they are genetic experiments or genetically engineered, which begs the question, who had the ability to do genetic engineering 1,000 years ago? And finally, no one involved, none of these scientists are saying the science is settled, you have to believe us. These guys have been very open about the work that's been done so far and the work that needs to happen in the future. And they are calling on, we're all calling on the global scientific community to step up and participate.
This is probably the most important story ever, the biggest finding ever. If this proves to be true, then we are as journalists in front of the most important assignment that we have ever had. None of the scientists that have participated in this investigation says that these are ETs. However, I think they could be extraterrestrials. There are two important reasons to consider. They have metals inside, toxic to any organism, like osmium, like pure silver. Who put them there more than 1,000 years ago? They could be instruments. They can be communication devices. The second reason is because Maria, the so-called tridactyl, we don't want to call them mummies anymore. They are tridactyls because the finding is it's bigger than we thought. We have found many, many bodies, all of them tridactyls. We will present two of them today. And as I said, Maria is the only of these creatures. Well, there are two kind of creatures, the small ones that we presented at the Congress, and Maria. Maria looks humanoid. It's not human 100% because through the analysis of the DNA, that, by the way, is public, has been published in an American library for DNAs, and is open to anyone to investigate, and that's very important. And I have not received any comments about that. But according to that DNA, Maria has 4 different genes. One from bonobos, one from chimpanzees, one from human, and one part of unknown. Maria is a pterodactyl, like all of the other bodies. Maria, in many ways, looks human, but the bones are thicker. And there are many differences in the head, in the eyes. We will talk about that. The scientists will talk about that today. Besides Maria, it's also something that could be related probably to the old gods, the gods that were present in Peru and Mexico, by the way. And that is why it's so important, and we could consider these creatures also as possibly ETs. The time will tell. The most important reason we are here doing this press conference is to call to all the American scientists who wants to get involved in this. We are so secure. We feel so safe behind this investigation that we call anyone that wants to come in. We wanted to bring the bodies today here for you to see it. But it was impossible. You know why it was impossible? Because Peru wouldn't allow that, and the United States wouldn't allow that. We need to open these barriers because we, the people of the world, need the truth. Just recently, a week ago, Aro said that there are no evidence that the Pentagon is hiding regarding bodies and craft. And we, society of the world, want the truth. The difference here is that we have the bodies. We have the physical evidence. And that's what is not going to disappear just because some people want that to happen. The bodies are real. My friends here, Michael and Serena, went to Mexico, and they were really amazed what they saw. They went to Peru. They were with us when we received new bodies. We were there together. And they know this is true. This is not some bunch of people doing strange things.
This press conference, which was streamed to the whole world via the internet, highlighted the enormous importance of these findings, since as it progressed, it exposed new and surprising discoveries on a scientific level.